And welcome aboard to Tallahassee Live.
From the North Florida Fairgrounds, we welcome you to Gene Cox Stadium in Tallahassee, the site for the latest chapter in Tallahassee SC soccer. It's the first leg of the 850 Cup as our Battle Lions host Pensacola FC. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ben Grubbs, the voice of Tallahassee soccer. Andrew Jupe will join us momentarily. TSC had 2 goals coming into the season to win both the 850 Cup and a playoff game for the first time. With these two rivals sitting first and second in the Eastern Division, the Battle Lions can take a major step towards accomplishing both goals with a result tonight. With so much at stake, this is without a doubt the biggest regular season game we will see at Gene Cox Stadium here in 2026. And here to bring you all the action from tonight's contest is the voice of Tallahassee soccer, Andrew Jupe.
Ben, well done and welcome to the people. Bienvenidos, Guten Tag, however you may be joining us. Welcome aboard, like Ben said, to Tallahassee Live. It's another installment of the greatest rivalry, Ben, in North Florida, transcending any sport, anything, like you talked about at the 850 Cup. Tallahassee and Pensacola at it again. And it's fun to be a part of the action for, like you said, Ben, another installment in the series. And 2 dogs, probably looking like the top dogs here in the Eastern Division. We'll see how that's all going to play itself out. But, of course, old rivals clashing at it. It just means more when we're talking about the Cup, Ben. And 2 of these teams who seem to be getting into midseason form to hopefully give us a high-level contest here tonight. And it'll be interesting to see how this plays itself out because there is an interesting mix in here in that we've reversed the order of how we play the matches. Typically, for a minute, it's been the first game out in Pensacola, and then we finish here strong in Tallahassee. Now we've inverted those. We're going to play leg 1, like you said, here in the capital city, and then we'll go over to the first city to finish things off on Daddy Day in a couple weeks from, I guess, tomorrow, right? 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
So we'll get it going then. So, of course, the Cup to be decided at that time, but this will go a long way. Of course, if Tallahassee wins, they would jump up on a points per match basis to go to the 1 seed in the East. If Pensacola either has a tie, gets a result, if Pensacola gets a result, then Pensacola, I believe, would stay top of table. Of course, they've only got a couple games in the mix here, Ben, but of course, a thrashing of some of their opponents that we've seen so far out here. Let's get into Pensacola's recent form for those not familiar with those from the first city.
Yeah, they just absolutely dominated the first game, 14-1. Was hardly a contest. Not a whole lot you can take from that. That club's really struggled against everyone they've faced this year. But then, you know, they take on a good side in Valdosta, who managed to get a point against Panama City Beach, who we saw last time out. And so far, Pensacola, Tallahassee, Panama City Beach seem to be the top 3 in this division. So the fact that Pensacola was able to get that result against Valdosta says a lot about the quality that we will see here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, we had the opponents off wrong there. But, yeah, they had the lax and, of course, a second big win as well. So Pensacola's been cruising. So this, of course, we do have up to date is what we see here. That's what the playoff bracket is looking like, which has a little bit of a familiar feeling as it did last year. What you think, Ben? Is this something that's going to hold up throughout the course of the season? Because we're just about to break through to the halfway point.
I would say in the West that Union 10 Gaffa looks pretty solid, although Mobile's been, we obviously did the double over them, but they're a strong side. They could make a late push, but I do think Union 10 and Gaffa are the 2 most likely to come out of the West. In the East, again, Panama City Beach, they beat us 3-0 over in Bay County, but then we returned here to Leon County, and Tallahassee just, you saw it in our last broadcast, 3-1, just dominated. So it's tough to know what to make of Panama City Beach, so they could steal one of these 2 playoff spots, but certainly one of Tallahassee and Pensacola will be occupying one of those two playoff spots.
Yeah, that's the way it feels. And it feels like Panama City Club is kind of lurking in the shadows and trying to make an effort in here and kind of play spoiler. Of course, we'll see how they're able to keep form and kind of go through there. But a little bit of a different feel to the bracket. We're not crossing over like we were last year. So Tallahassee had to go to Union 10 because Union 10 was the top dog in the West. And then, of course, Tallahassee was the 2 in the East. So we had to cross over. This year, we're keeping them separate. Think of it like an NFL situation. You have your conferences, divisions. You have your one crossover opponent. But outside of that, you're not going to play the other side until potentially the championship. So we'll see how this all plays out, of course. The overall table will dictate the seeding for the championship game. So whoever has the higher seed between the two, which, once again, it's looking like Union 10. I would think that they would be the favorite. They are one of 3 teams who does not play either Tallahassee or Pensacola. So if you just do it from a prognostication of strength of schedule, then it seems like Union 10 has one of the simpler routes to get there with little to no blemish, which they kind of mowed through last year. But, of course, a lot of ball to be played. So we talked about the overall table. This is what the positioning's looking like at the current time, and we will try to keep this updated. So if we have some changes, it's not going to be a live table, but we can update it towards the end of the broadcast. We're watching some of these other scores going on in the rest of the league because all 10 teams in action tonight, Ben. So it is a huge Saturday. We should see some shuffle up and deals. We could see, depending on how things break out, Mobile and Pensacola could get above the line. The Academy right now is taking care of Gaffa 2-0 right now, which, with a victory, would help propel them up. Depending on that Mobile result, could help them leapfrog both of them. So, of course, still dependent on how that action goes along here. But movement being shuffled about. You see TSC back in that 2 spot after being the 3rd at the start of the week. So you got to like it here locally for our boys. But pretty solid look. Any anticipated shuffle up and deals here for the weekend, Ben, or who you liking?
Well, I think Mobile could make a run here. I think we'll see them maybe get a result against Union 10, flip the table over in the West. That could be exciting. We're just checking some scores. It looks like at last count Union 10 had the lead, but we'll see if Mobile can put up a fight and make things interesting over in the West.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Mobile's definitely stronger than they were last year. I don't think that is any question. Whether they are strong enough to get into that top 2, that's to be decided. But it will be an interesting thing to watch. It's a little wild out there in the West. Granted, we know that the beasts are in the East, Ben. I think there's no qualms about that. You got your big 2 going on right here. I don't think that's any mystery when we're talking about the A50 Cup. But there's some other interesting storylines. And, of course, I know the Union 10 people, if they happen to watch this back, they'll probably be watching a little tape that they will be going forward with that. So we'll keep an eye on it as we are progressing through the organization. But we've got some score updates from some of those teams, Ben. 21st minute, Union 10 leads Mobile 1-0. The game almost final in Valdosta. Valdosta looks like, Valdosta playing lax there. It looks like they're about to put a bow on that one. They're going to win 3-1, it looks like. And then Gaffa just got one back. It's 2-1 out in Pensacola. The Academy and Gaffa going at it right now, minute 65. But Pensacola leads 2-1. So that's some of the action going on here. Come your Battle Lions as we go through the lineups here. So, Ben, tell us about the expectations here for today. What is Tallahassee going to need to take care of here tonight to get it done?
Yeah, I think one of the first things need to maintain focus. We saw that first goal against Panama City Beach. Miscommunication between defender and goalkeeper. You cannot afford those mistakes against A, a rival, and B, a team with the quality of Pensacola. Now, second, variety in attack. We've seen the long ball, and we will come back quickly as we have the national anthem.
Yeah, absolutely. make some way here. Looks like the Lofty Pursuits marching band going to give us the national anthem here tonight. All right, Lofty Pursuits, well done to the marching band as they're able to get us the national anthem as we're about to get rolling here tonight for the Cup of Cups, the big one, the Top Dog Rivalry Series here in the Big Bend, Pensacola, Tallahassee at it once again. But Ben, you were getting into your keys of the game before we jumped out for the national anthem. What you thinking?
Yeah, so we talked earlier about maintaining focus. You know, you don't want to give away a goal like you did against Panama City. Second variety in attack. A talented Pensacola team only conceded 1 goal through 2 games. You want to have like a good balance of play like you did against Panama City Beach. You mix up those long diagonal balls, but you've also got good possession in the midfield. And then third and finally, keep your cool. It's a rivalry game. We know it's going to get heated. Easier said than done, but the more you can keep your calm, keep your composure, the more likely you are to get the result you need tonight.
Oh, yeah, we had some chippiness go on last year. All part of the beautiful rivalry series, but when red cards start coming out, usually it felt like we were on the brink of crossing the line. So, yeah, we got to keep 11 guys on the field because it's been a minute since we've taken down the Cola here, so something we want to try to get back because we talk about the biggest, baddest rivalry in sports, Ben, but trophy case is a little empty for your boys here. A lot of Pensacola going on there, so we'll try to flip that. So Tallahassee's going to start in a similar formation than what we saw the other night. So, of course, starting lineups. Ben, you want to set the table here, what we got starting for Tallahassee, and then we'll try to sprinkle in Pensacola's as well.
Sure thing. In goal, we got number 1, Xander Balog. In defense, number 4, Jeremy Cuppa. Number 7, Bennett Mitchell. Number 8, Harrison Shapura. Number 10, Empty Kamal Dean. Number 14, Joe Warren. Number 15, Luciano Schiaffini. Number 16, Braden Paul. Number 19, Danny Malden. Number 20, Kenilao Tolentino Perry. And number 23, Cole Greenshields.
There we go. Of course, Greenshields getting his first start. The Scotsman coming in here tonight. And, of course, we were able to get a little pregame conference with the fans here, Ben. We actually ran into Grandma Malden, and so she let us know, hey, it's not Maldine. So apologies, Danny, we got it wrong. We'll get it right here tonight. So shout out to Grandma Malden who came up and talked to us here today. Always appreciate that. And hey, whether that's in the chat or you're at the stadium here, sometimes we get it wrong and we get some bad intel sometimes because we did ask and we got some bad intel. So please don't be afraid to reach out. Let us know. We want to honor our battle lions, and we'll try to do as best we can for our guests here. But, of course, we were able to touch base with the great social media team over at Pensacola, and they were very responsive, and they were very ready to give us the information on how to pronounce some of their lineup as well. So, of course, we are bitter rivals, but there is a respect component here between the two of us, and You know, this is the nucleus of lower league soccer here in North Florida, Ben. It's Pensacola and Tallahassee. We've gone through 3 leagues now, and I like to think, dance until the end of time that we may see these two teams battle. It's the 850 Cup, and we're going to get it started here in Tallahassee. We are off and away. Long ball going back and forth. Here's Chiafini, who had a fantastic 2-goal performance back on Wednesday, just a couple days ago, against the PSC PCB FC. Shapura, nice little through touch here, looking for Paul, and that's a dangerous attacking force here for Tallahassee. And here's Tolentino Perry. KTP over on the left side. He's quite a speedster. He's a nice little wing player from the University of Hawaii, Hilo. And here's a rip from Chiafini from just outside the 18. And it'll be off for a goal kick as the crowd coming in here. Nice crowd. Had 300 back on Wednesday, but I think we're going to be flirting with 5+ to go here tonight, Ben. Nice amount of people here in the stands. Finally get a weekend home game that we've been looking for quite some time.
Absolutely. Not just that, you got the weekend. It's a summer evening,
Yep.
rival in town, and great
Yep.
weather.
Yep, indeed. It's a 850 Cup, baby, the big one, which is turning into the elusive one here for Tallahassee. So KTP is going to get us going here with the throw-in over on the far side. Throw-in, looking for Shapura. Some physical action going on outside the field of play. And it looks like we've got a similar referee staff to what we had back on Wednesday, Ben.
The joys of lower league soccer.
Yeah.
Same refs every week.
Making the
We get
rounds.
input from the crowd on pronunciations.
Yeah, there we go. That's the beauty of the small game, the small, beautiful game. Have here service from Comodine, who had a great game back on Wednesday. Looking for Mitchell, and the captain must have seen that USA friendly earlier today. Tried to get that one out of the sky off the volley there.
Yeah, sort of caught in 2 minds on that one. Do I shoot? Do I take it down? And ultimately just couldn't make up his mind quick enough and goes out for a goal kick.
Dug in here by Warren. Back to the center of Green Shields. That's Balog. He'll look to distribute. Mitchell coming back from this one. Balog making his 5th consecutive start. He started every game for TSC here in the young season. Green Shields making his 2nd appearance for Tallahassee, his 1st start. He's going to be back in kind of that center back for that 3-back system that old Coach Joel Loreno loves. Into the center of the park, somebody's wide open, a little mismatch, shot in the box, sprawling effort there by Balog, and an early opportunity for Pensacola. And that's been one thing, Ben, traditionally, when they play in Tallahassee, that they've come out quick, and that has been an Achilles heel of the battle between these two squads.
Absolutely, and something to watch. Number 18 there, Machado, about to take the corner kick, as we've just seen 2 very long throw-ins, so he's going to be a real threat to watch.
And watch for Boateng, the captain, 21, the big defender. He's a big threat on these corner kicks. They're going to go with 4 with a stack on the back of the back post. Service going into the 6. Header is clean just outside. That was a good look here for the visitors. Molina, and a lot of familiar faces here for Pensacola, but we don't see number Diaz here, Ben. Old Mikey Lightbourne. Been a minute since we've seen a Pensacola squad without him in the middle of the park, but he's not in the 18 today. But, of course, we did see Coach Dean, the head man here for Pensacola, Dean Logan. Of course, opposite JDC, our boy, Coach Joel DeCastri. This one's going to be dropped back on off to Mendoza in between the pipes today here for Pensacola. He's in that lime green kit. I like the highlighter tones. And here's Malden able to keep it in play. We're using the black lines for the soccer field. Referee calls it back late, and he says that one is out of play. So it'll be a throw-in over here on the near side. About 25 yards from goal here for Pensacola in minute number 5. So we're trying to sprinkle in some score updates when we have them. Union 10 still nursing that 1-goal advantage in the Battle of the Bay. They're on the west side of the bay out in Daphne. them in Mobile. That will go interesting. I think that's got a little bit more of an intrigue storyline than it did last year.
Absolutely, yeah. As we see here, play called back. It was a handball on Fontenot. And Tallahassee will get a free kick in the opponent's half.
Former Flame of Tallahassee Soccer Club. Of course, played 3+ seasons here at Tallahassee, making his rounds amongst the league. Now in Pensacola, of course, going to school out in the area. Malden tried to slide it through here to Shapura. Bouncing ball on the turf. It looked nice and inflated today. We did have some equipment issues, shall we say. Sweep of the leg, Karate Kid style on the Wacola Wunderkind here. And a free kick for Tallahassee. Dangerous position. Will be about 32 yards from goal.
Unsurprising, Giaffini standing over it. He's moved to be a threatening prospect from free kicks.
Absolutely. And Gaffa just tied it up with the academy. So they're going to go down the stretch out there in the Wild West. Continuing to be entertaining here today, Ben.
Yeah, we like to focus here on our Eastern Division, but don't sleep on the West. It's still fun over there. So if you've got a little extra time after our game, you might want to check out some of those.
I think this is going to be the last one across the finish line, except maybe that New Orleans game, which should start about halftime. That's a good point. Giaffini, oh, great service. Looking for green shields. And the Buenos Aires boy feeling it. And how about the center back getting in there with a slide as the Argentinian looking for the Scotsman in the box.
Yeah, that's a good little free kick. Usually he has a goalkeeper in defense looking for a shot on goal, or maybe it played over to that far side, but notice that little chip and slipped into the defender there. It's not something you see every day. Good little set play there from Tallahassee.
Yep. And Giaffini is a little bit of a craftsman. He's definitely got the touch, looking to facilitate in some of those moments. So not surprising that he tries something slick. As this one sliced through, looking for Shapura, but scooped up here by Mendoza.
And you like to see that. We talked about pregame variety of attack early so far. It's been a lot of possession in the midfield, but, have that long ball to switch it up as we see a foul here. Free kick for Pensacola.
Of course, Pensacola in all navy. Here today, Tallahassee, they're wearing the new Max Splash unis, Ben. I was wondering where we were going to see them. They've got the gold splash, of course, Tally Mac Shack, the lead sponsor. It looks like somebody just sprinkled some mac and cheese on there. Dangerous run here by Pensacola, top of the 18, cutting back, shot on frame, just wide of the near post. Here, Balog in great positioning, but a sprawling run here. I believe that was Hernandez over on the left-hand side, and you talk about traditionally these matchups, each team is different year to year, but Pensacola and Tallahassee, a lot of commonalities year to year. Pensacola always good on the wings, and they always have a couple speedsters, and that's been an issue for Tallahassee in the past, dealing with those flanks that Pensacola is able to throw at you.
Absolutely, and yeah, Tallahassee got fortunate there. They had their defender's position right, but if he could have gotten that pass off, you had Fontenot and Van Den Essen at the back post. As the referee just adjusting the goal, making sure it's on the line.
Long ball looking for Mitchell. That was a successful venture out earlier this week. A lot of diagonal play here as Jeremy's going to get us going back to green shields. As Gomaldine back there at the left back. Had a fantastic game, did empty on Wednesday. Paul back to goal is going to be scooped out here by Boateng. Back to Green Shields, wants to play long, towering ball, a lot of backspin. It's going to sit down here for Shapura. Drop back here centrally, but picked up by Paul. 35 yards from goal. Pensacola looking for a handball, and looks like that's what was awarded. Drop back here to Mendoza. Playing outside the box now. Tried to feed it through. Mitchell trying to step through here. Giaffini going to come up with the scraps. Cycled back around. Cuppa. Giaffini. Nice little touch. See the class there, and there's that wing again. This one's Molina down the flank on the left-hand side. Green Shields giving chase. off of his right leg and a good deflection, but a Pensacola throw in a dangerous area.
Fontenot again making that late run into the box. Tallahassee's got to keep an eye on that.
And he's a poacher. That's where he's dangerous, getting in those dangerous areas, taking out the trash. Of course, we know all too well he likes to slide into those dangerous areas. And it looks like we might have a long throw coming here from Machado as Boateng gets into the box, so I think you can be pretty confident that that'll be the case. Green shields on Boateng. Number 21, he's the one to watch. Good win out of the back there by Cuppa. Giving chase is Malden, and this will be sprawled back into play, but Pensacola able to track it down and cycle it back through.
That was a risky slide there, playing it back like that when you got so many guys forward. It worked out for him, but that could easily have been a counter the other way.
Square it off here to Young, and this one will slip out for Tallahassee. Warren wants to go quick. Malden at the corner of the box. He has Shapura inside, about 12 yards deep, killed by Pensacola, but it'll be a Tallahassee corner.
Yeah, he had ball at the top of the box, but a good interception there by the Pensacola defense.
Good little press there from Tallahassee, generated an opportunity. Thought you had Malden here early. And he had a fantastic, I would say, coming out party here, Ben. Just a great showcase. Really making his staple felt here. This one's going to go to the back post, about the back of the 6. And a little too handsy for the referee's liking. Looks like Shapiro was involved in the takedown there, and it'll be a Pensacola free kick on the way out.
Referee knows the reputation of this game. Trying to call it tight early on. Don't let things get out of control too soon.
He said, I'm the boss of this game. I'm in charge. Oh, yeah, absolutely. This game does have a history for sure. And, of course, none better than the couple of the captains who've seen a number of these games. Boateng and Mitchell, captain each way, both seeing 6+ matchups within this rivalry series. Nicely weighted through ball here on the attack. Centering ball clipped out well by Green Shields as Fontenot cleared back over against the green here for Tallahassee. It'll be a throw to the near side in a dangerous position. Cycle through here, some different throwers. So the ball looks like Young's going to be on top of this one, as it's actually going to be a free kick, and then he'll have 18 Machado in on the mix as well. Shapura going to come back and give some help. Boateng staying home. Fontenot's at the top of the box. He's a danger man, curling in, dangerous position, won well by Green Shields. Mitchell tried to scoop this one up. Partial clearance will go out of play about 30 yards from goal here for Pensacola. Machado going to line up, throws quick into Young. Drop back on off, 50 yards from goal now. Some soft pressure from Malden, and now it picks up the intensity. Shapura going to get involved in here as well, and Tallahassee numbers getting forward. Long ball from Pensacola, dug out here by Mitchell. Midfield, it's going to be towered into the sky. Will stay in play. Kamaldeen on the win. Paul flicks it on, looking for Shapura. Trying to carve out some real estate. One back by Pensacola. Good step by Warren. A little bit of an opportunity here for Tallahassee. Malden, good control, and the takedown here by Pensacola. Great body position by maintaining control and getting it into a position. The defensive player had to make a decision there, Ben. Either give him the Olay or he had to take him down. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, as Coach Warner used to say about our defenders, you either let the ball go by you or the player go by you, but don't let both go by. And that time it's like you can't let the player go by.
Yep. So it'll be a free kick about 45 yards from goal. Squilled out to Kamaldeen, looking for some secondary service. Nice little bit of class. And the crowd liked that one. A lot of campers on hand. Of course, Tallahassee had their Battle Lions summer camp here this week. So, of course, the campers getting a nice experience and able to meet some of the players and a little bit of added incentive to come on in. Centering ball off the left. Copa on the service there on the far side. Looking for the center of the box in dangerous positioning there as Comodine crashes into the bench. And he's not one to shy away from a physical challenge here.
Trying to let everyone on Pensacola know that he's there, not just the guys in the game.
Indeed. The Charleston man, he's been a nice addition here to the squad this season. Of course, part of the Charleston pipeline is the South African national. Empty. Comodine. This one's going to be deflected through. And it looks like a free kick here for Pensacola. That's a little bit of a tough sell here from Malden as the defender the Pensacola player puts his face way down by the ball, so you just go to kick it. His face is there.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's not like he's going up by the shoulders. But like you said, Ben, they're calling it tight here early. Overlap and a step. Some physicality going here. And a late call. It looks like they're going to issue a free kick outside the box here.
It's almost on the end line.
Yeah.
I think in a normal game, the referee probably lets that one go. But in a rivalry game, he's probably going to try and keep as tight a grip on it as he can.
So Mitchell getting some clarification on what was going on. So a little clip of the leg here is what the ref is saying. And so onward. Onward we go here, minute 17. It's kind of had that slow start, which has been a tendency for this series. A lot of stuff in the midfield, kind of luring you out. Not as much energy as we saw from Tallahassee to start from earlier this week. Towering ball on the back post, and that will go out for a Tallahassee goal kick. Gives me a little pause, Ben. It's feeling like so many matches we've seen before here in this rivalry series in Tallahassee.
Yeah, absolutely. But, hey, it's a new day, new script. Anything can happen.
True. Deed sent on out here, gets to Paul. Tries to turn out of pressure, but Pensacola putting the squeeze on. Cycled back through, and they're going to pull this one back. Looks like advantage had been played temporarily as Young crashed to the turf. The collision with Joe Warren here, and definitely a size discrepancy between Joe Warren and Young here. So that's kind of physics playing out. On the end line, coming over for some assistance defensively is Paul. Last touched here by Pensacola. In front of the ball crew over on the far side. Tallahassee, risky throw back against the grain. Pensacola pressure, they're up and at it here in this little sequence. Trying to chase down those horizontal passes. Comodine, nice ball looking for Maldine. Out of the boxes, Mendoza. About 25 from goal, quickly played in. Paul tried to gain some control of it. It's going to be poked free by Young of Pensacola. They'll try to clear it out. Navigating in the middle of the park. Great tackle by Joe Warren. It goes in with 2 feet, but it's clean, and he's standing up. Another crash of Young to the turf, and he's got something to say about it. So we've seen the man in the bright orange cleats take a couple tumbles.
He is arguing earnestly that his opponent be given a yellow card. Referee's not just ready to pull out a yellow card yet.
So he goes back to the bench.
Oh, nope, there he goes. Okay.
And there it is. Shapur in the book. And it looks like the ref warned all 4 of those players. He says Young, Warren, Shapura, Boateng all got a warning there, all in the middle of the park. But Shapura working on yellows.
Fortunately, that is one of your center forwards. Be a little more risky if it was one of your center backs, but a center forward who can live with a yellow card every so often.
Yep. We'll see how it goes. Scrappy game here, 20th minute as we get going from the Gene. One out well on the free kick, well by Mitchell. Tried to carve it out here, did Shapura, but body shield there by Machado preventing that. Long throw down the near side. One well by here of Jeremy, and TSC back in possession here. Cycled outside. Quick little pass into the ball. Good cut off by Chiaffini. Did well to get low and make sure that one didn't escape and get through.
Long throw into the box, and it just bounces over the head. But that was That was a good run into the box and an excellent throw again from, Machado. It's Fontenot making the run.
Indeed. So final should be coming up out west as we're doing a little scoreboard watching here, Ben. Still 2-2 as we go into stoppage time. Threaded through. Here's Warren back in Tallahassee. Long ball played in for Shapura. Got inside the box. And Mendoza on the clearance there. This will be a free kick. Throw for Pensacola out the side. Carved out here by Chiafini all the way across the park. Malden did a great job of tracking it down. Undercut to KTP, taken down. That's going to be a card. He just got the warning. No ball gain there from Young. And I wonder if that's what the referee's saying. But it looks like he's giving him a long lecture.
Yeah,
and there it is, the yellow. He did get the warning.
Yeah, he got warned, and you understand where his frustration's coming from. He's like, I was just going for the ball, and then he runs into me. But, you know, when you're going in full bore like that and you take the player out, that's going to be a yellow card every time, especially in the attacking third.
And this is a great opportunity for Tallahassee. Free kick going here. So yellow each side for the rivalry series. Feels like we're just on pace, Ben.
Absolutely, and I don't think we're done with that. I don't think the referee's done with that pocket.
No, 100% not. So free kick's going to be just inside 25 yards, and this is Comodine. Yeah, I feel pretty confident this is going on frame.
Absolutely.
If Chiafini was in the mix, you may think about it's going to be a placement service, but this has all the feelings of going on goal situation. So it's way widthwise outside the 6-yard box. So it's a little bit of a strange angle. 3-man wall here for Pensacola. Some movement for Tallahassee. 5 guys inside the box, towering up over the top, going for that near post. Couldn't get it back down. So to be out for a goal kick here, 23rd minute.
Yeah, had the pacing needed on it, but yeah, it's, you know, you're trying to generate the power to get over the wall, but it's a difficult skill to get it to come back down again.
Indeed. That it is. So Mendoza will give it a ride here out of the 6-yard box. Good distance on top of the new Leon County Schools logo there. Get that fresh turf. You can tell there's about a 7-year difference between the new turf and the old turf, Ben.
What are you talking about? They look the same.
This one's going to be cycled out, a late little callback. And once again, a warning. There was a collision with Molina and Chiafini at the middle of the park, right on top of that Godby Cougars logo. So it'll be a free kick here for Tallahassee. This one 50 yards from goal. Green Shields is going to keep it on the ground. Back to Comodine. Swung around to Green Shields, the University of Kentucky Wesleyan player. All the way back to Balog. Xander will give it a nice serving of the park. I'd have to check my notes, but I believe Xander and Fontenot of Pensacola overlapped at their time at Leon. I'll have to check those dates, Ben, but I feel pretty confident in that as Pensacola goes on a little attacking spurt here. And this one's out for, I believe, a Pensacola throw over on the far side.
He's going to call a free kick on that one.
Good catch, Ben. Full time over in Pensacola. 2-2 tie as the Academy and Gaffa cannot be separated on points. So it's currently the second and third team over in the West. Sorry, second and fourth. My mistake. Third place team Mobile is playing the top dog over there, Union 10, the Battle of the Bay. I believe that's 1-0 at the halftime break at the moment. So this is the only game in the conference that's actively playing. Service, Balog needed on that one. Two-handed punch out. Here's KTP. Little opportunity for a break, and the speedster is going to get it all the way back to Mendoza. Clearance gets through, but it's going to be scooped up here by Braden Paul. Right on the fringe of the defensive third. Now played up over midfield here to the captain, Mitchell. Setters with his right foot. Paul running through, but he's off. A little too late. Had a good run going, but had to settle it up here by Mitchell. He'll be out for a Pensacola goal kick.
A little frustration on the sideline there from Coach Joel. Arms up in the air, storming around. You love the passion from Coach.
Send it. Coach is locked in, man. He's ready to go. And that's what it's been. You win the cup, you control the destiny. Back in the bigger conferences in the former league affiliation, usually it was kind of a one-bid situation in the rivalry series. As this one's going to be dug out here, centering ball to Paul. He's got KTP, but the turf monster gets him. Scrappy defense here from Pensacola. They're able to put the squeeze on the Wakulla Wunderkind here. And a little bit of a counter opportunity here for Pensacola. We've got Fontenot on the far side who's looking for the long ball. Slid on out as the turf is looking slippery. And there, once again, going at it, Chiafini and Molina banging bodies there at midfield. Sweep of the leg. And then some secondary extracurricular stuff. And Comoldine gets a shove in here. Numerous bodies hitting the turf, and this one's starting to spiral. And now Boateng's going to come in. He wants to talk to Comoldine, but Joe Warren's not going to let him. Green Shield's in there playing security as well. Yeah, we're starting to get right on pace, man. Minute 27, it feels like we're ahead of schedule now. Couple bodies hitting the turf. Let's go.
I was about to say, yeah, I was wondering when this was going to happen,
Yeah.
and sure enough.
Come on now.
Referee's just confirming who he's going to give the booking to. There was the initial tackle, and he looked ready to give the card. The player got right up in his face, and then there was some argy-bargy out on the field.
I would be surprised if somebody doesn't pick up a card here. I think that's what the assistant referee is trying to kind of come in and negotiate.
Yeah, I think there's going to be yellow for both sides here. Yeah, just confirming with both officials.
And so he's talking about the sequence. This might just be a logistical thing as we have the stoppage time kind of rallying. I would be very surprised if more cards didn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of late stuff, both sides. Late stuff from both sides.
Yeah, the initial foul, it's going to be a Tallahassee free kick. We know that, but the afters we're unsure about.
So if I had to guess, I think Hernandez 17 gets in the book for Pensacola. I think
Yes.
Comoldine for Tallahassee number 10 also gets in the book if I was going to be making predictions here.
I would agree with that.
And this is where we start to talk about kind of accumulation stuff. Ooh, but he's got it. I think this is a misdiagnosis here.
Yeah, you see him turning around. Rivera's like, no, that wasn't me.
Yeah, I think you got the wrong guy. But Rivera's going to go in the book, and Comoldine's definitely going in the book for sure.
Oh, whoa, that's a red card.
Yeah, that's red.
Did he? Oh, no, he's issuing the red card to.
Straight red. Yellow. It looks like Chiafini picked up a yellow, and then it looks like Comoldine picks up a straight red. Wow.
That. He did shove him after the play. That's definitely a yellow card. A red is harsh, in my opinion.
I think the game's just getting out of control, Ben, and I think the referee's trying to get a grip on it. I believe Chiafini picked up the yellow, if I understand that correctly.
That's what it looked like to
then
me.
Comoldine picks up straight red, so now Tallahassee's down to 10. So the cards raining in. We were right, Ben. We weren't finished with the cards, so it's now the 5th. And this is what we had last year. It was wild, the amount of cards. I want to say that we had a total of 24 cards get out the last 2 times these teams played. I believe it was 13 for Tallahassee and 11 for Pensacola, if I'm not mistaken.
It was something to that effect. I mean, yeah, it was an exciting game, and we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards so far. So we're actually a little behind schedule. This game needs to catch up a little bit.
Well, yeah, a little bit of a runaway train here. So Tallahassee down to 10, and this will have to have a shift formationally as well. Is this a long ball over to the top? Green Shields getting a run at it. So this is going to put some shenanigans into the mix here for Tallahassee. They're really going to have to alter the position. And it looks like Warren is going to fall in to the defensive line. And I think Coach Joel may be throwing it back to a 4-back, Ben. I think they may have totally scrapped the position. I think that they've pulled Warren back into the back line, and then it looks like Mitchell may be retreating as well. But there's definitely some gaps going on here for Tallahassee formationally, as Warren's going to swing this one out, get the win. Paul looking to try to get a counterattack, and this one's threaded out of danger. But yes, it is a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10-man squad going here from Tallahassee.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch how play develops. We've got about 15, 20 minutes left in the half, depending on stoppage time. It's been a pretty even game and pretty similar strategies. You know, both teams trying to balance their play like we talked about in pregame with some good possession in the midfield, but balancing out with good play on the wing, some long balls forward. So now that Tallahassee's down a man, we'll see how that changes. That will be a foul.
That was a collision of Shapura and Boateng.
Boateng getting a yellow card.
So there we go.
Number
Continuing
6.
on.
We got 3 yellow for Pensacola, 2 yellow for Tallahassee, and the red.
So Boateng, the first captain to get in the book. This one's spiraling into a stop and start festivities. As it was the 29th minute that the red card was flashed. Of course, hard to do it. Hard to do it with 10, Ben.
Absolutely, but you know, again, this is a 2-legged affair. We've got a return game in Pensacola, so Tallahassee still can play for a draw here, and then a win in the next game could see Tallahassee get the A50 Cup. So it's not over yet.
We shall see. I don't know if Pensacola's going to finish with 11 either, Ben, the way this one's been going. Almost the entire back line has a card here for Pensacola. One of those situations.
Yeah, and then you get 2 teams with 10 players. It's a lot more space on the field to attack.
Yeah, and I want to check what it was because it was insane last time, the number of cards we had on that match. Okay, it was 19 total cards. My mistake. It wasn't 24, but there were 2 red cards.
You weren't far off.
17 yellows the last time these 2 teams played. Each team had a player tossed. Tallahassee had 7 yellows. Pensacola had 10 yellows. It was a furious affair as this one goes off and over the top. So there's a common theme going. 33rd minute here, first leg of the 850 Cup. 10-on-11, the visitors in Navy with the power play. They're going from right to left here in half number 1, south to north geographically. Hernandez now on the ball, trying to turn the corner, get past the defense. Sprawling effort here from Tallahassee, and looks like a little indecision, and it looks like penalty kick. That was not inside the box, 100%.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It just wasn't inside the box. It was barely a foul, if a foul at all.
Yeah, I'd be interested to watch the delayed feed, see how we go. Brutal. Points at the spot. He may be walking this one back because that wasn't very close.
Okay, he is now.
Yeah,
okay,
I figured it would. Yeah, it was not close to the being inside the box.
Yeah, and for any of our listeners or viewers who are newer to soccer, it's where the foul occurs. It's, you know, because the ball went into the box, he fell into the box, but the foul occurred where contact was made. It was outside the box. hence why it is a free kick and not a penalty kick.
And you can rewind this live feed, too, if you disagree. Natalie Ever gave you a great shot of that play. Hit the rewind on that one. And it looks like KTP just picked up a yellow. Am I mistaken? Looked like the ref just flashed yellow, Ben. Over on the wall.
Yeah, he's got the card out.
He was talking with KTP in the wall, and it looks like it made him turn around, number 20.
Okay, so we got three yellow and 1 red for Tallahassee, 3 yellow for Pensacola.
I got to tell you, Ben, we got to bring on an extra intern for this Pensacola game next year. There's just too many cards in these matchups. We can't track it effectively. This one dumped in, back into the mixer. Green Shields with the win. Shapura. And this one's cleared out of danger. Well, Tallahassee dodged a bullet. Luckily, the referee cleaned up his mistake. Backed off the PK, because that would have been absolutely brutal. To go in, allow a PK, already working with 10 men here for a foul that was definitely outside the box, or an incident that occurred outside the box. Here, but all playing into the rivalry series, and it just adds a little more icing on the cake for the second leg going back to Pensacola on Daddy Day. Who's your daddy of the 850 Cup? To be decided June 21st over there in the First City. Just one cycle along the back line here. Machado back to Boateng. Out on the wing of the far side to Rivera. Trying to thread it through. Green Shields is up to the task here. So if we do need it, we do have some depth that we're able to bring off the bench, especially to help some defensive standpoints. So if needed, we do have Zuri. Obviously, we have a little bit more of a weighted attacking substitution bench, but we do still have a couple defensive bodies if we need to go into the tank here, which we probably will earlier than Coach Joel usually does, because usually he's kind of a 75-minute man before we start getting some serious substitutions in. Partially cleared by Green Shields here. Cleaned up well by Copa. Throw in quickly here for Pensacola. Dropped on off 50 yards for goal. Rivera looking for some service. Shapura cuts off the long ball centrally. Good chase by Malden. He's just going to hound that back line. But Tallahassee not instilling as much pressure as maybe they would have with 11, Ben, because they got to be playing the long game right now. So, they got to evaluate the ROI of these. Long ball coming into Fontenot. That's a dangerous position for him. Giaffini able to get an important clearance. It'll get it outside the box, but Pensacola back on top of it. Cycled back here to Young. He's turned out. Tallahassee trying to put a little squeeze on. Pensacola escapes in the short term. Rivera threaded through, back on out to Young. And cycle around the back line, back to Boateng and Machado here defensively for Pensacola. They look calm, and the team with the extra man advantage here in this last couple minute sequence as Mitchell kind of kills the power play. And it feels like we will see a little bit of that hockey mentality. We've seen it the last couple minutes of those calculated efforts here. As this one's going to be called back.
Yeah, if you're Tallahassee, your goal right now is get into halftime these next 8-10 minutes with the score level at 0-0. Maybe at halftime you can kind of reset, find some ways to get some new attacking strategies out there. But for right now, it's just kind of bunker in, make it to the half. If you get something on the counter, great, but just make sure you do not concede.
Indeed, and that has been an Achilles heel of Tallahassee, the concessions right before the half. So, Ben, that's a great point. This is a crucial 10 minutes here to bring this thing home, because we're going to get some significant stoppage time if they clocked that accurately. We should realistically be around 5 minutes with all the stoppages in that long-term conversation. It felt like a NFL replay review here. Paul's going to scoop this one out. Good win off Fontenot there. Cycle back here to Giaffini, up over the top, looking for KTP on the far side, but a little inward ball, get back to the keeper Mendoza, and he'll fix it up with his feet.
Yeah, and that's probably how Tallahassee's going to get goals. Guys coming in from the wing, ball over the top. It's a run that hopefully Pensacola's defenders won't see coming.
Cycle back around here for Pensacola, and they're trying to morph Tallahassee and get him out of this flow here, because now the position and a lot of the tactics that we saw earlier has been scrapped here for Tallahassee, and they've really had to switch it. Falling definitely more into a defensive posturing. As Mitchell right now loosely guarding his former teammate, Josiah Fontenot. This one would be played out to the outside. Good communication by that back line for Tallahassee on the switch there. Sending Mitchell out. Little cleanup there by Joe Warren. And, man, especially Warren's been playing so well in the midfield, Ben. So, good on him. He's doing for the team. He's dropping back to the back line. But he's been such an added facilitator this season. Here in his third season here with Tallahassee, I feel like he was really getting into a groove.
Yeah, he really was. And, yeah, it's going to be tough. Sometimes you got to sacrifice for the team, but hey, maybe it'll be rewarded by a late corner kick goal. You never know.
There you go. True, he's still got opportunities. And now center ref, he's talking to Coach Joel. Joel's in the book. Here we go, right on pace. JDC with the boys.
Yeah, I think Coach Joel didn't like that. Not only did he not like the foul call, but I don't know if it came on camera, but Machado kind of gave Mitchell a little pat on the back of the head, and I don't think Coach Joel took too kindly to that and had some words. So that's now 4 yellow cards for Tallahassee.
There you go.
We're up to 8. We're almost halfway to last year's total.
There you go. Hey, Ben, you said we need to pick up the pace right at the halftime break. We're just about in the wheelhouse that we want to be. In the chat, getting some commentary in here, what they think about the center ref. Feel free. Come on in, chat. Give us some action. Give us some storyline. Hey, don't feel like you're just a passive participant here. Get in there. What is lower league soccer with that little trash talk here in the, the YouTube live chat? Of course, of a nice rivalry series here between Tallahassee, Pensacola, the boys, and another great installment. I believe this is, what, installment 13, Ben, in the rivalry series? We'll have to check the books, but I think this is the 13th matchup ever between these two teams. Centering ball coming here for Pensacola. Counterattack. Tallahassee stretch. They've got a man open on the back for Pensacola. Back door is open. They're going to try to put some bodies on the front. Done well. Chiaffini scoops it up with Paul. And, man, Chiaffini's been in some battles here in the defensive third.
Ref missed one there. He's getting his jersey pulled like crazy.
He's grinding there. And that's the thing, that kind of defensive midfielding has been a point that's been a leverage point here in these competitions. That's the front lines. A lot of action between these two rivals as, of course, Pensacola really likes to attack those margins and those entry points about 30 yards from goal. And that's typically where Chiaffini's going to be operating. Cuts back against the grain. Paul's able to dig this one out. A little bit of time, but he's only got Malden to go, and so Danny's got to burn a lot of calories here. And that one dug out here by the Pensacola defense. Good scoop by Paul. Thought about it. Looks like it sliced off the foot as he was going for goal. Had a chance. Mendoza was jumping up towards that one.
Yeah, and he had KTP on the left. He could have just seen him, but he was under pressure and only had time to really take the chip. And that's the problem when you're down to 10 men. You know, you don't have as much space and time, and you're also feeling more frustrated. You got to make every play count, and so sometimes you just don't take that extra half second to look for the pass.
Or there's just not the options.
Yeah, there's just not the option.
You got Malden up there by himself. That's a tough ask. This one's played out to the perimeter. One open on the backside. Mitchell not going to risk that one. He dumps it out of play.
Yeah, smart header out for the corner. He couldn't head it back because he knew he had the runner behind him. Don't want to head it back into play either. Sometimes the best you can do is head it out for a corner.
Nope. Had Fontenot lurking there on the back post. Old Josiah getting excited. Young's going to take the corner. He's a righty. This is going to be an in-swinger if he goes the distance. They do have a player open. It looks like Machado here on the corner of the 18 near side. Boateng and Greed Shields getting into it. Now Malden on Boateng. Now Warren on Boateng. Good secondary win by Chiafini. Crack there. Tried to get the best Jedi Robinson impression, but up over the top. That'll be a Tallahassee goal kick.
Yeah, on that one, you really got to get over the ball if you want to get that on goal, but momentum was always leaning backwards, and sure enough, it just went skyward.
Just trying to see if we could catch the official announcement here for stoppage time.
Substantial, I think, is the answer.
Yep.
We don't have the official number, but we can expect this first half to continue for a few more minutes.
They do like to be a little conservative with the first half stoppage time, but if we're going to be doing it accurately, it should be 5-6 minutes based on the reviews that we had. Is the crowd getting into it, making some noise here tonight? The campers in the house. As this one's back to Balog. Into the first minute of stoppage time. Cycle back here. Pereira pressing through. He's 30 yards from goal now. And a nice work off here by Chiafini. Kills it out of bounds. A little bit of a different vibe here for Chiafini tonight as opposed to earlier this week, Ben.
Absolutely. He's still playing an excellent game, though. He's helping drive the ball forward the limited opportunities that Tallahassee has.
He's way more in the trenches here. Tried to attempt it there by Fontenot. Dangerous one, gets into the box. Luckily miss-hit. Tallahassee's able to clear. Boateng going to scoop it back here at midfield into the second minute of stoppage time. And the turf monster gets him. An opportunity for Tallahassee. Miss-hit ball is Shapura on the attack here. This one's going to be sliced on through and cycled back around. And it looks like his shoe just came off.
Yeah.
And that was the fall from Machado. Able to scoop back up. Service into the box. Green Shield's going to win the initial header. Mitchell's going to try to clean up the second one and blast it upfield. This will sprinkle out of bounds into the third minute of stoppage time. So they're going to get the big throw going here from Machado. Oh, they go quick. Down to Pereira. Centering ball is going to be deflected off of Mitchell's shin and rips his shin guards out of his socks. Centering ball, dangerous positioning. Fontenot lurking on the back post. Balog does well to scoop that one out. Well done. Needed the assertiveness there.
Might have been offside even had Pensacola gotten to it. The sideline official had just stopped. Looked ready to raise the flag, but in the end didn't matter because Balog got to it first.
Spilled way up in the air, and KTP will let this one go out of play for a Tallahassee throw. Of course, on the defensive half, we'll get us rolling once again. Looking for Malden. A lot of hands there. Ref says play on. Little scoop back, cycle through. This is a dangerous position, and you got Fontenot on the back. A little bit of a free runner. Warren going to chip this one out. Well done. It'll be off and out of play. And they say halftime. 3 minutes and change here at stoppage time, and it looks like we have some conversations here with the referee, but Tallahassee been able to make it to the break still, sitting at zeros.
Yeah, and we talked about in the pregame, kind of the three things. Unfortunately, Tallahassee couldn't keep the cool. We had the red card, and there was good variety in attack. Unfortunately, after the 30th minute, it kind of went away with the red card. You have to adjust your strategy. But one thing Tallahassee has done is maintain focus. It's still 0-0. They've kept it tight in defense. No goals being given away. So we're still in this thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're able to die another day. Get it in here, knot it up. Give yourself a chance, get some rest. I'm sure there will be some formational and substitutional changes going here at the break because the game plan, of course, has been scrap. But Tallahassee fighting strong, but a physical, chippy battle. Everything that you'd want to see from a rivalry series here in the first leg of the 850 Cup. Here, Tallahassee, Pensacola. We're going to run a little bit of some broadcast business here for some of our community partners. Come on back.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, Our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs. From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
All right, and we're back here at Tallahassee Live, getting ready for half number 2. Here, of course, it's the first leg of the 850 Cup. Wild first half, of course, if you were with us. Standard fare here between Tallahassee and Pensacola, it seems. Sandra Jupe, Natalie Everett, Ben Grubbs giving you the action here today. Ben, for the people at home, what's the synopsis here briefly of half number 1?
First half started pretty even. Both teams had a good mix of possession, mixing it up with the long ball. Like we said, pretty even, but then the red card really changed everything. It was a hard slide tackle by Pensacola, but then the response by Kamal Dean saw him sent off by the referee. And from there, Tallahassee, you're just trying to get to halftime 0-0, which they succeeded in doing. So we'll see what the second half brings.
Yeah, absolutely. It felt like the red card was a little harsh. Granted, it was definitely card worthy, 100% on that one. But the straight red feel a little brutal given the situation. But it has been scrappy. It kind of feels like the game's getting a little away right now. And so I feel like the referee was trying to put his foot down. And now the cards are starting to fly out and the receipts are now being kept. We've seen a total of 8 cards out here so far. We've had 3 yellows on players from Pensacola, 3 yellows on players from Tallahassee. We've had head coach for Tallahassee, Joel DeCastro, pick up a yellow card. We've had a straight red for Comodine. So we're picking up right where we left off. Like we said, Ben, I think we were saying facetiously that we're going to be in the area once again of those 19 cards that we had last year. But I think we thought it was a joke, but it doesn't seem as funny anymore. It feels like we're going to get there right in that neighborhood. Once again, Tallahassee, Pensacola, half number 2. Let's get it on.
Absolutely. You see that long kick into the corner. They seem a little strange. It's a deliberate strategy to try and pin Pensacola back in the corner early on. Don't let them get on the attack too early.
That's a hot trending topic here in soccer lately, Ben. You a fan?
I'm neutral on it, I suppose. It's a different strategy. I'm not opposed to it in any way. Whatever works.
So we'll see here as far as Tallahassee. I'm looking at for some personnel changes. It looks like they're going to go with like a little 4-3-2 situation. Of course, being down to the 10-minute, I don't believe that there were any personnel changes. It looks like they're going to drop Mitchell back to the back line. Warren's going to stay on the back line that he switched back to after the card. So it's going to be Mitchell, Warren, Cuppa, and Green Shields on the back line. It looks like that midfield's going to be Chiafini, Paul, and KTP. And then it looks like they're going to keep Maldine and Shapura up top. Nothing, as I'm trying to quickly identify any changes here for Pensacola, does not seem to be the case. So all the same players. Granted, there's only 21 of them out there. A little bit of a different formation here for Tallahassee. Scooped out here by Chiafini. Looking for Shapura, who was a bright spot in that game on Wednesday. One of those performances. He's had a couple spurts out here again today. One of the great young players here in South Georgia, North Florida. Headed to the West Coast for University Pacific next year in the WCC. So wishing him well on his journey. Here's a dangerous one here for Pensacola inside the box and tucks it into the back of the net. Goes across goal, and it looks like it was Hernandez here in minute 48 for Pensacola.
It was a great little piece of individual skill. Take it around the Tallahassee defender, arrow that bottom low into the corner, and that's exactly what you couldn't happen if you were Tallahassee. You really needed to try and hold Pensacola scoreless because you really only shot down 10 men. is getting goals on the counter. Realistically, could maybe only get one of those. So a point probably still on the table here, but it's an uphill climb.
Absolutely. So, of course, the visitors with the advantage here to start things off, and a furious start here for them for that second half. And this has the feeling once again. It feels like we're reliving history more and more. Every single year it feels like another chapter in the book of a similar situation. Here is a early second half goal, and Pensacola once again with the advantage here in Tallahassee. So we'll see how the battle lines are able to dig themselves out here, of course, in the white and gold, going right to left here in this half. Of course, Pensacola in the all-navy going left to right, as you saw. Just a couple minutes in here to the first half. It's been very chippy. If you're just joining us, like we said, 8 cards have been issued already. This is a match that had 19 cards the last time out, so we're right as where we expected to be. Good step there by KTP as Tallahassee trying to work with this new formation, this new flow that they have. The visitors stealing an early one in the second half has Tallahassee once again on the back foot. Young squares it off here, coming near side to Garcia. Centering ball back to Molina. On out the perimeter looking for some service. That's Pereira. In the center of the park. Opportunity to turn. Then out well, and then Tallahassee's digging real deep. Here's an opportunity to get a little bit of stretch of the legs, though, as Shapura goes back here northward, able to get about 50 yards from goal, but it's going to be one back here by Pensacola. And allow them to try to swing it around, try to morph Tallahassee. So that's kind of Pensacola's game. We saw it last year when Tallahassee went down to 10 men. Of course, them just trying to warp the formation, see if they can get Tallahassee out of the shell and try to spring them forward, as a late free kick will bring this one back for Pensacola in their defensive half.
Yeah, we saw Coach Joel kind of wave his arms, urging Tallahassee forward. You got Pensacola in this position, push the line up, maybe force them into the mistake, and just a little too aggressive there, according to the referee, and Pensacola will have the free kick.
Indeed. Indeed. Reminder, if you're in stadium, that we've got the Troop 44 down doing hot dogs, burgers, and general concessions here. So give them a visit if you're listening here into the stadium. If you're at home, thanks for joining us. Bienvenidos, welcome, guten tag, how we living? Of course, the international flavor of the 850 Cup coming to Tallahassee players from near and far on both teams. Creating a great classic for us in an old rivalry series of the first city and the capital city. And here's the recent goal scorer trying to turn the corner. Great slide there by Green Shields. Had to win that one. He's able to scoop ball and effectively keep it out of the danger zone. And you can see Balog happy about the work from the Scotsman there on defense.
Yeah, it's a critical slide tackle. Pensacola had 2 runners coming in hot. Could have been 2 if he doesn't make that tackle.
So it'll be a corner kick out here for Pensacola. Young will take it. He's a righty. Look for the in-swinger. You've got 5 Pelicans in the box, 4 of them inside the 6 to start. Towering ball is going to go outside and slip out for Tallahassee. Goal kick.
And a little reprieve here now. Got a goal kick. You can reset a little bit. Maybe hope to build something from here.
Yeah, I wonder if Tallahassee will try to build out of the back here to try to get something more productive, where traditionally they would kind of throw it long. But it looks like they're, once again, going to try to blast here 7 minutes into the second half. Target is Malden. He's able to meet it well. Sprinkle through. Pensacola falling on the loose one, trying to thread it through. Here looking for Fontenot. He springs out on the wing, centering ball, flicked onward. Dangerous positioning. Warren in the area, looking to spill out of it. His Pensacola Vanden Essen able to cycle it back to the midfield for the Pelicans, and they'll look to regroup. Out on the wing, strong challenge here coming from Mitchell. Dangerous as they're getting inside the box. Here's an opportunity to spring out. Paul tries to go against the grains, able to slide it through to Shapura here. He has Malden if he can get through the squeeze, but the double team a little too much to handle.
Yeah, that's what's tough when you're down to 10 men. You don't have as many runners coming up with you, so you got to make that slaloming run as best you can by yourself. But it's tough to take on 3 defenders at once.
Yeah, but that's what it's going to take. If it's not going to be over the top, you're going to have to break down 2 or 3 to get a running avenue. And it's a real isolation. It feels like Malden and Shapura are going to be on the island here, and the back half of the squad is going to be picking up a lot of the defense. So it's kind of in that danger area of springing forward, trying to launch something, but then also leaving yourself vulnerable. So here's KTP on the wing, sprawled out, looks to be last touched by Pensacola. Will be a Tallahassee throw.
Just taking his time, letting some more players get up forward.
Drop it on back to Cuppa here. Service over the top, flicked on, Shapura by way of Malden. A great little combination and almost snuck in there. Made Mendoza work for it a little bit.
And that's how Tallahassee's going to get back into this game. You're going to have to create something off those long balls or, just kind of some great solo effort off the dribble. But, yeah, good from Tallahassee there. If it's, unfortunately, with that one, is a great header, but just too far out from goals. Now Pensacola's back on the counterattack. Good save from Balog.
Secondary effort across the box. He's going to be sprawling once again to his left. 2 big ones for Balog. Had to have them both. Deflection off Malden, and it's opportunity if he wants to run with. But it's a little bit of a dangerous development. Hernandez has been tearing up that left flank in the second half here. That's going to be a huge area to watch, Ben. He's now done that 2 or 3 times. And that's just a body tangle up there as Malden and Young going after it. One cycle back around here for Pensacola. On over to the far side, looking for some service. And that's going to think it's going to be a numbers mismatch here. Pensacola in sessions, throwing numbers forward to try to create awkward situations and making the Tallahassee defense take their chances and make those difficult decisions. A diagonal run going towards the corner of that front 18. And a little bit of finesse on that one. There was definitely a push, but there was definitely an embellishment there from Fontenot as well.
Yeah, I don't know that see where the referee's standing, see where the player is sitting now. I don't know that that's a natural landing spot.
So it'll be outside the box, luckily here, minute 56, but a dangerous positioning here for Pensacola. Depth-wise, it's only 15 yards out. So 2 players on top of it here, Machado, the lefty, and the righty Pereira. 5 Pelicans in the box, couple others looming. Danger zone here for Tallahassee. 2-man wall scooped out there by Chiafini. And here's the defender, Shapura. Tried to scoop it out, did Mitchell. Boateng, turn and burn. It'll be deflected off Malden and will be out for a corner here for Pensacola. Tensions rising a little bit. You can feel both the players and the crowd kind of tense up a little bit. Ben, this feels like a dangerous corridor here these next 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, at 1-0, Tallahassee, even down to 10 men, is still kind of in the game. But you go down 2-0, it's uphill sledding. So that double save and now this sequence of corners, very critical for Tallahassee.
We're going to play it short out here to Young, corner of the 18, deflected by Mitchell. 1 out here, successfully by Green Shields. Dumped back in, Chiafini getting an effort in. Look to have the secondary clearance. Pensacola's going to keep it in, though. Ball played down that left side. Couple nice step there. Secondary effort. Get eaten again. Some danger shots. Boateng with a go from about 35. And luckily for Tallahassee, that one spills wide.
an ambitious effort, I think you could say, on that last blast there from Boateng.
Couple different sequences there, Ben. Everybody felt like they wanted to have a crack at it, and it looks like everybody for Pensacola's got the green light, and I think they're just going to be chipping away, and they're just going to be ripping shots. They know there's a lot of bodies going around. There's definitely some fatigue setting in for Tallahassee now, as we have a couple subs warming up. Would like to see Tallahassee go to the bench here, because you know the boys have got to be hurting, and the spirits are definitely down too after conceding. Balog on the clearance, trying to find Paul. Almost stayed in. Good effort there. Got Zuri warming up. Diego warming up. Zuri would potentially be a defensive swap. Diego would probably be more of an attacking swap here, which you need both. You need some fresh bodies up top to kind of keep the pressure, maybe create some of those opportunities. And Diego is a scrappy player that we could see launch forward. And at the same time, you need to give those guys a little reprieve out back, because it is grueling. Secondary ball trapped in by Pensacola, chip over the top. Tallahassee's morphed a little bit, and Hernandez has another opportunity to run. He's been tearing up the flanks here. 59th minute, down to the baseline, centering ball. Initial clearance there by Joe Warren, done well. Braden Paul tried to settle and turn, tried to throw it up to Shapura. Cut out here by Pensacola. Now a little bit of pressure from Tallahassee. Here comes the secondary wave. This is a rare opportunity for them to press. And it looks like Pensacola is going to break the initial sequence here. And it looks like we'll fall back into more of that defensive standpoint. A little bit of a mismatch here. Warren's kind of on an island out there. Pensacola plays the long ball. Cycle back against the grain. That's Fontenot. It's looking like Fontenot and Hernandez have flipped sides of the field now, Ben. Fontenot's back on the left. Hernandez back on the right. Played out here near side. It's going to be Rivera. Centering ball. Dangerous position for him. Good strong body there by Warren. Good support there for Chiafini. Tried to thread it through looking for Paul in real estate. Nothing doing. Young traps it back in. Outside to Hernandez. Centering ball. Another dangerous one. Secondary ball falls to pop the 18. And it looks like the ref missed it. I think it might have been a handball here for Tallahassee. Just on the 18-yard box.
The Coach Logan of Pensacola is speaking to the fourth official. The fourth official indicating hit him in the chest and then hit the arm of the Tallahassee defender. So I think that's the referee's, the center official's opinion as well.
Might have got away with the one. Admittedly, Ben. We'll have to go
I'm
back
in
and check
agreement
the
with you on
replay.
that, yeah.
It looked
heart
awkward.
and mouth moment for sure.
Looked awkward. Rivera going to cycle it back, tried to thread it through. Dropped on back to Boateng at the new center circle with the Leon County Schools logo. Here, the proud facility down at Gene Cox Stadium of those 5 public schools here in the capital city. Leon, Gabi Childs, Lincoln, Rickards represented. I think 3 of those 5 schools, we have active players. We have had a player from each of those schools, including almost all of the private schools in the city as well. Tallahassee, of course, very community-driven here with the soccer team. Of course, Caleb Ellenstein, who we may see later on today. Rickards, Malden, Charles alum. Balog, Leon alum. As we have a little rockadoo there inside the box. Drop back on off Pensacola looking for some service. Very dangerous positioning. Paul trying to scoop it out and now go. Malden trying to get his foot on it. Bounces back out 30-ish yards from goal, but it'll tower up over the top. It was closer to 25 there on the attempt from Pensacola.
Looks like Zuri's getting ready to come in.
Oh, and I believe Mobile just put one in, Ben. I think they might have tied it up late in stoppage time. We'll see if they have things at the Battle of the Bay. Might push it to 1-1.
Green Shields coming out there on the substitution. Yeah, good to see from Mobile. They're making my prediction look good.
There you go. So Zuri, like you said, Ben, into the mix. So Green Shields' day is done. Zuri Mechi going to go into that right side of the defense. So I wonder with the switch to Zuri if they go back to the 3-back. because Joe and Jeremy would definitely be comfortable in that 3-back situation because you're going to need a little bit of an offensive spurt. You need a release valve because Pensacola's really turned up the heat.
Yeah, and offensively, you're going to need either, Chiafini to make a big run, Braden Pauls but looking adventurous, or Shapura putting some guys under pressure up front. So, yeah, the more you can get going forward, the better here for Tallahassee.
And then we do have a final out west. Mobile, late drama, able to steal a point out in Daphne. In the Battle of the Bay, we'll need the second leg to decide that rivalry. Back here in Tallahassee, Pensacola, Fontenot and Mitchell, both former Leon Lions sparring over in the corner. This one will be out for a Pensacola throw.
Diego Sanchez getting ready to come in for Tallahassee. I'm not sure if they'll make the sub just yet.
There's that offensive spurt here. Potentially add some more fuel to the fire. Feels like he's coming in for Shapura. Good step by Chiafini, and here you go, Ben. An opportunity to counter for Tallahassee. Malden trying to seize the opportunity. It's got to be early. He's off. Hand in the cookie jar. They're going to play back to Mendoza. And Shapura keeps him honest, but he'll scoop it up.
Yeah, Malden could have run onto that still. He would not have been offside, but just ran into the Pensacola defender, and the move unfortunately didn't work. But, yeah, Chiafini's been the guy who's been dribbling out of danger. You're going to need to see more of that going forward from Tallahassee if we're going to get a point.
Good spell, and you saw the urgency there as Malden really got into that second gear. Unfortunately, TSC unable to capitalize and get a shot attempt here in the 64th minute. Back to Hernandez, swung back around to Van Den Essen. All the way around Young, back to Boateng on top of that Gabi Cougars logo. 50 yards from goal. Played over the top. Warren and Amechi dealing with it initially, and good spill out there by Warren. Opportunity for Paul to get an opportunity. Got to go quick here for Tallahassee. You got numbers, or better numbers than you usually do. Maybe not numbers. And the ball boy's doing a great job over on the far side.
Now he's got to figure out how to get up into the stands.
Yeah. Jump it.
Oh, it looks like one of them's going to
Jump it.
Yeah, hop the railing, hop the railing.
So they're going to hold up here. Substitutions pending here, and it looks like Shapiro will take a seat here for Tallahassee. Coming in for him is Diego Sanchez, like you said, Ben. And then also another substitution is going to be Cameron Kennard. Onward. So Shapiro, and this may be kind of a maintenance thing as well. Shapiro was one of those players working on yellow. Centering ball. Paul, it's going to be deflected by Boateng. Get into the box, just but not enough bodies here for TSC. Chiafini wins that one. Scooped out by Cuppa. It's going to be deflected out now. Pensacola, an opportunity to counter. Great track back there by KTP. Really making Pensacola work for it. Here comes the double team by Kennard. And it'll be out for a Pensacola throw, but good work by Tallahassee. Love the delay there from Canilau Tolentino Perry to be able to hold that one up. That was important.
Substitution here for Pensacola. Coming in, Balin Young, number 19.
Another one of those young boys.
Leaving the game, number 9, Yip Van Den Essen.
Throw in now, resuming us back on to the defensive side of the field here for Tallahassee. Amechi wants the long one, and that may be kind of the, we talked about the hockey references here with the power play, Ben. That might just be the rip and dump tactics that you see hockey teams run. Throw it in there in the danger areas, go scoop it out. Diego's got some fresh legs.
And this is a good little spell from Tallahassee. We've now had the ball in the attacking third for 4 or 5 minutes now. Just miscommunication. Thought he was making the run.
Chiafini with the play there. Sanchez going to keep Mendoza honest. Here is goal in the 48th minute. The difference, so it was right about 20 minutes ago now. So Tallahassee has settled the waters. After the goal, it was a hairy 12 minutes or so as Sanchez takes a crack from 25. Now back to Kennard. Overlap here, KTP. And you think Tallahassee's going to have a little bit more of a green light to try to rip from distance than maybe they normally would, which is a little more Pensacola's play style. Shooting threes. And this one, is that a handball or they're going to go offside? Yeah. So they're going to get KTP on the back line there. So it'll be a Pensacola free kick about 30 yards from goal.
Yeah, but you love to see the aggression from Tallahassee. You know, we need to get a goal to get back in this game, to get a point. And, yeah, this is about as much as you can ask from Tallahassee at the moment.
Indeed. Fontenot screaming up that left-hand side, centering ball to Balog. He's able to scoop. 69th minute. Turn and distribute there to Kennard. He's got a little room to real estate. He's got Sanchez if he can hit him. He's going to keep it on the near side. Paul, that's a tough run. Oh, just not enough. That's a gasser, too.
Yeah, it really is to make that big run and to not have it come off. And Sanchez made a good run. He just couldn't find him. Probably didn't see the angle as we got another substitution for Pensacola. It's Kamara coming in, number 13.
And Kamara's got some speed. He's a dangerous one that we've seen through the years here for Pensacola. Typically he plays on the defense, though, but you will see him get up in spurts if they are launching a little counterattack situation. As Young is taking his merry time. Young is somebody working on a card, so that might be a maintenance substitution here for Coach Dean. Throw in now on the way here for Pensacola. Minute 70. Back to Amechi. And they're going to hold this one up. A little bit of jousting here, about 45 yards from goal. So to win Tallahassee a free kick. And so Chiaffini's going to get on top of this one. This is going to be a distribution. So Tallahassee an opportunity to get chance for it. I'd love for Joe Warren to get in the box. Yeah, good switch by the captain there. He said, yeah, Joe, get in there, man. I'll back you up. I'll play center field. Service. This was going to the corner of the 6-yard box. Keeper's off the line. Mendoza's out. Paul, if he can get on to it. Pensacola got a chance to counter. Dangerous now for Tallahassee. Dumped in centrally to the new substitute, Young. An opportunity to spurt forward. Kennard has a chance if he wants to go for it. He'll play it on the ground over on the far side of Warren. Trying to break down his defender. Corner of the 18-yard box. Able to keep his balance. Strong footing and earns himself a free kick.
Yeah, good play there from Warren. Just, you don't have to pass. Just hold it up, wait for a runner, or wait for the guy to foul you. Now you've got a free kick.
Yeah, didn't go down on that one, too. You like how he was powering through, didn't work with the flop, and now this is going to be a great opportunity for Chiaffini. This is his wheelhouse. This is one of his specializations. He's a great placer of the ball. Is the Buenos Aires man. And so Tallahassee throwing numbers forward. This is how you can steal one. 6 players in the box here for Tallahassee. Warren, Kennard, Amechi, Sanchez, Paul, all in the box. He's going to go back post. Paul's going to have to clean it up, and Tallahassee earns a corner. Great play by Paul to dig that one out. Was trying to put it back in play for the secondary ball, but luckily was able to scoop it off a defender from Pensacola and going to give Chiaffini an opportunity from the corner.
Hayden Fogel getting ready to come on for Tallahassee when they're ready for him. Ref just stopping play. There's a little argument going on between Warren and Mendoza.
It looks like Machado's also in the mix there, as is Boateng. Here comes Amechi, one of the calming presences on Tallahassee. And he says, Joe, let's take a breather here, big dog. So they'll resume action. You know Warren's want to try to get after the keeper.
Yeah, he's going to try and shove. You can see him. He's trying to shove the defender into the keeper so the keeper can't come out. Referee's just having another word.
And a distinct size advantage on Machado as well. And, of course, the Portsmouth player. That's one of the things. You put the big tree and you try to plant him right in the middle of the goal, man. Service from Chiaffini going to the middle of the park looking for Warren. And it's going to be a free kick going out. And Tallahassee coaching staff's all up on that one. And it looks like they're going to give a card to the keeper, Mendoza, I believe.
Yeah, they called the initial foul on Warren. He was a little too physical for the referee's liking, but then Mendoza had some words afterwards that I don't think the referee appreciated.
Yeah. A rare appearance to get the keeper in there.
So we're now even on yellow cards at 4.
For those scoring at home, we went into a little drought there. Felt like it had been 25 minutes since we got a card.
What kind of 8-5-0 Cup game is this?
Yes, we're falling off pace. 73rd minute, you can tell the fatigue setting in. So Fogel is going to come in defensively. He's a Oklahomian defender. He'll come in for the captain, Mitchell. But I don't know where he's going to fit into the equation.
Yagi getting ready to come in for Pensacola. And the referee coming to the side here. Oh, he's just disposing of a shin guard.
Somebody's missing one.
Saw the yellow card and got a little concerned for a second. But he's writing down Mendoza's name in his book.
Yeah.
He's not giving anyone else a card.
And he comes over the fourth official, and the fourth official's got the red card on the top of his book. And so I thought that he was going to be breaking out the card on the assist there.
We're a little scarred up here.
Just some bookkeeping. As we have a free kick here from 10 yards out or so. Pensacola's able to thread it through. Tallahassee's back centrally, and Chiaffini's able to poke it free. KTP now is going to thread it up here to Kennard. Looking to turn out of it. He gets chopped down. And it will be Pensacola throw. Cycling back around. They're going to be able to drop it off to the new substitute, Kamara. Outside play to Garcia. Nice challenge here by Tallahassee. Opportunity to run with it. Sanchez, ball caught under the feet as we had a springing run here from Fogel. As Fogel popping in. It looks like Fogel's going to take over that left back positioning. So it's almost looking like a 5-back set with kind of Chiaffini floating in like a no man's land kind of defending midfielder. Good win here from Kappa. Over the top for Sanchez. Little dump and chase. Long ball, but a little too strong. We'll get all the way back to Mendoza. Pensacola once again on the assertiveness. They're trying to find some angles, see if they can get Tallahassee in this little bit of a warped makeshift formation that they've got going on. Of course, as you can see by the scoreboard, now 45 minutes plus of being a man down on the wrong end of the power play. Centering ball from the goal scorer, Hernandez. Amechi's going to win this one. Pensacola's going to get back on the secondary ball and cycle it back around. And those are the type of ones that, with a man down, that gets you. Because those would be contested balls that you probably win and have a chance to launch something. But those are ones that you concede, and now that's when the team with 11 is able to kind of put the lid on it and give it another go, and another go, and another go. And this is a sprawling run on the outside. Luckily, out of play, out for a Tallahassee goal kick, and should issue another Pensacola substitution, it looks like. As Bastos, number 3, will be into the game, and it looks like a defensive swap here. Garcia will take a seat.
Yeah, with Tallahassee presenting a bit more of an offensive threat, kind of a smart move there from Pensacola, just freshen up your back line and lock things down.
Threaded through here, Sanchez looking to connect with KTP as he's spinning around in circles there with Machado. Threaded through here for Pensacola, and it looks like onside. One of the fresh bodies, Young, going up against Joe Warren, looking to cut back against the grain. Help coming from Amechi, centering ball, scooped out well by the Tallahassee defense. Trying to save it as it goes out of play. Fogel giving it some chase here, minute 77, but that was a good stand-up here by Tallahassee. Centering throw, trying to turn out of it now. Dump back out to the perimeter. That's Bastos, the new substitute, centering ball. Very dangerous. Gets to the back post of the 6. Great win by KTP. Had to have it. Good pickpocket of Yagi there. Centering ball is going to be scooped back up by Sanchez, and that's where your fresh legs come into play there, as Sanchez is able to track it back. Not able to connect up top with Kennard like he was hoping to, but a little bit of a release valve and takes the direct pressure off. Oof. Luckily, that ball is a little off track. Vogel, secondary ball gets locked in and deflected back towards Balog, and he's able to scoop it up, but good makeshift defense. Though, once again, dangerous living back here as Pensacola continuing to keep the foot on the gas as they've limited that probably 4 or 5 minute spurt like you talked about, Ben, and have now kind of reissued themselves trying to put the foot on the game here. They'd really love to hit that second, which would essentially put this thing on ice. 79th minute, through ball on the wing to Yagi. Dangerous positioning, deflection, go over the top. Crafty defensive work, but you have to make sure you get enough on it.
Yeah, it's a lot of skill and confidence needed to pull
Yep.
that one off.
Yep.
And he had both that time.
It'll be a corner kick out to Pensacola, so the danger's not done. As they surge numbers forward, and luckily Sanchez doing a little searching here, at least to keep the defense at bay, but he'll have to come in and support. Pick up an extra body. This one's going back post. Pensacola trying to knife this one in. Chiafini trying to get on top of this. Warren looking for the clearance. Boateng putting it back in. Balog straight at him here in minute 80, able to scoop this one up. Strong left foot's going to go over the top, give Sanchez a chance for it. He's able to win the initial header.
Just didn't have any runners.
And it's tough. That's a tough ask, given the circumstance. Scoop back up. Tallahassee scoops this one. Paul's been putting in a lot of legs here ever since that 30th minute. He's in an area of the field that's taken up a lot of real estate. Fighting through. So Mechi, Big Z going to give us a throw here as we get into minute 80. Another substitution pending here for Pensacola. And the referee's trying to move this thing along. Is that Rivera coming off?
Can't tell just as of yet.
And it is Rivera coming off. So once again, that's a maintenance play here by Coach Dean. He gets another yellow card off the field. So the only yellow cards Pensacola is left with is Mendoza, the keeper, and Boateng, the captain. Chiafini tries to square it, able to get through. Pensacola gets a good touch to it, and the deflection. Fogel gets hit in the mouth.
The referee paused a moment. I think the outburst from the bench swayed him.
And the the horn section coming in handy here for Tallahassee.
Center ref going to confirm with the sideline official what happened. Coach Joel making sure to get his piece in.
And this one is kind of a flashback towards the end of the first half. It seems a little bit of confusion here.
Just a free
Some
kick, it seems.
conferences, some VAR. Hey, we got it if you want it. Come on over. They've got the feed down there on the bench. Shapira's looking at it. He points to the tablet. He points to the tablet. He says, we got it right here if you want to watch it, ref. So it'll be a free kick Tallahassee's way. Fogel, who was fouled, will take the ball 50 yards from goal. It's going to chip into Mendoza. Miscommunication by Pensacola. This will be cleared out here by the Pelicans. Drop back to Chiafini. Back to Paul. On out to Fogel. Has an opportunity to run if he wants to go down the line. Center and ball here to Warren. Chip through. Deflection. And it'll be spurted back in a dangerous zone. Zuri able to get back on top of it. KTP out on the perimeter. Trying to knife through and get on this one. Able to loop around, but not before the defender's able to get out of play. And it looks like to be a goal kick for Pensacola.
Some jeers from the partisan crowd here at Gene Cox Stadium after that one.
Indeed. The crowd's still locked in. They're engaged. They're here. Great numbers out. Like we said, a couple hundred on Wednesday, but this is a much more significant crowd. We're probably been, I would say, flirting with 600 here tonight.
I'd agree with that.
This is about kind of average here for Tallahassee over the last couple years for a nice Saturday showcase. Back and forth and head and bounce and bounce and head and bounce, alternating between both teams. Kamara on top of the latest one, chip over the top.
Good interception.
Yeah, Warren had to have that one. That would have been significant for Pensacola had that gone through. And substitution coming in here, and here's some fresh legs. Yeah, KTP was looking a little gassed. Here comes Ellisteen, the former Rickards Raider. Caleb getting some late game action. You got 10 minutes of glory. He's always a nice spurt of energy. Coming off the bench, can he fall into that super sub role here, Ben?
Pereira gets a yellow card because he conveniently couldn't figure out how to take his shin guards off until he got to the bench. Had to do it on the field for some reason.
There you go.
Can't imagine why.
That'll be his first yellow. And add another one.
And a red card. There's a red card for Pensacola.
Some continued situations.
I guess he said something, and that got him in the – wow. All right, they're down to 10. Well, Watson was trying to come on for Pereira, but now he can't because Pereira's gotten the red card.
Yep. So that's going to take down the substitution, and we're back exactly where we left off. So Pensacola down to 10 men in the 84th minute. And the rivalry's back in full swing, 10-on-10 football. Ooh, that's what happens when you get some flappy gums here late in the rivalry series. And now they're calling everything here.
Yeah, I would say they're calling everything under the sun, but the sun has set, so everything under the floodlights at this point.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like
and another yellow card for it's Cuppa this time.
So another one for Tallahassee, and another dangerous one. Anytime your back line gets a card, you don't like that. And that's going to put you in an adverse situation.
So I think we're even at 5 yellows and 1 red apiece.
And Pereira has some continued arguments, but he's been ejected. He's holding his substitution bid, and the ref says, get off the field. I'm not talking to you anymore. I tossed you out of this game.
Yeah, I was wondering why he was still sitting there on the bench.
Yeah.
The ref eventually realized the shenanigans that he was trying to pull.
Woof. 86th minute, 10-on-10. Just like we were last year here at Gene Cox Stadium.
Good shot in the arm here for Tallahassee. You gotta get through this free kick first, but now that it's even, let's get going. Let's get a point out of this.
Yeah, and Pensacola not pushing many forward here. This one going directly on frame. Balog scoops it out. That one was going upper 90 here on the front post. And we are still at a 1-goal game. That was a fantastic save by Balog.
It really was. I think it confused a lot of the coaches and fans here because it went off his hand, off the underside of the field goal upright, and hit the net. It looked like it went in.
Yeah, it rolled down the backside of the net. It did look like it went in. But, of course, we're still at 1-0. But the pressure's not off. Pensacola an opportunity with a corner here. They're going to play it short. Big Z back on defense here. Getting some help from Fogel. Played back centrally to Kamara. Not a lot of numbers forward here for Pensacola. So it's a sparse attack, and they now get some reinforcements up on the way. Chipped over the top. Tallahassee will poke the initial one free, but Kamara back on top of it. Ellisteen able to poke it free. A chance for Tallahassee over the top. Looking for Braden Paul. A chance to strike if Tallahassee's ever had one. Paul at the top of the box. Left-footed effort's going to go over the top. And it'll be out for a Pensacola goal kick. But a great opportunity for Tallahassee as Pensacola trying to milk this one.
Great stuff from Braden Paul. Great individual effort, and that is what Tallahassee needs. We got to get back in this game, got to be aggressive, and push the initiative while we have it.
And they got to go get this ball, too. And they got to put it on the box for Mendoza. They can't let them kind of walk around and just kind of skate around here. Mendoza's also got to be careful because if he gets in the book for time wasting, then he gets tossed, and they could be down to 9 here, and there's still a lot of yellow cards on the field.
And I don't know the substitution limit. I don't know how many more subs they have.
They can play full 18.
They can play full 18, okay.
Yeah, so they can sub 7.
Pereira still has not quite gotten to the locker room. Just kind of hanging out there by the side. Don't know that that's allowed.
This one's going to be thrown back around. Swung around Warren. Cover. Service into the box. Tallahassee got a press. He only got about 5 minutes to try to get one. Save a couple points here. And there you go, Diego. Go back and put it on the line for him. There you go. That's what Tallahassee's got to do. 89th minute.
Pensacola practicing some of the dark arts here. Tallahassee trying to do a little defense against the dark arts.
True. So this one's played, and so Meche going to have a chance to go quickly if he wants. Throws it down the line. Does it get through to Paul? It does. He's able to flick it onwards, but a little too strong. It's going to end up in the box for Mendoza. So we're flirting with the 90th minute here. Towering ball to get to Warren. He'll scoop that one out. Kennard, the target, able to get down on the foot. Great possession to be able to swing it around and trap it down. Chiaffini looking for Paul. Paul's got to be drained, dude. He's putting in a lot of hard minutes there. And they're continuing to serve. Chiaffini's going to go crossfield. There you go. Get the fresh body in there. Ellerstein inside the box.
Yes! Go! Let's go!
And Ellerstein off able to put it in the back of the net, and Tallahassee back from the dead. 10-on-10 football. Caleb Ellerstein is the hero, and we're back to level playing at Gene Cox Stadium. And the former Rickards Raider puts in his first ever TSC goal! And just like Mobile did out west, the rivalry weekend, storylines, drama, late. What a goal here from Ellerstein off the long ball service. And back, now that they lost the power play, Pensacola has conceded here late, 90th minute. Caleb Ellerstein, the hero here for Tallahassee, but we'll still have a couple minutes to go. Both teams an opportunity now to get the full 3. So it'll be a tense effort here down the stretch. We'll see if Pensacola wants to go for it or they'll try to lock it in and stick with the 1.
Yeah, great crossfield ball from Chiaffini on that one. And that is a strong challenge. Referee letting it go for now, playing the advantage. But excellent touch from Ellerstein around the defender, and then great finish to tie this one up at 1-1.
So across the field pass here as this one goes through, and now Pensacola. Hairy scenario for Tallahassee. They've got an opportunity, throws it on the back heel, eaten well by Chiaffini. Some renewed life here by the Battle Lions after the late goal. Ellerstein almost pickpockets another one. Dug out here by Cuppa. Deflection. And will be regrouped here by Pensacola. 35 yards out.
Into stoppage time now.
Threaded through, turned back against the grain here by Machado, and out of danger by Joe Warren. Sanchez, an opportunity to make something. Skips off the back of his head, and it looks like Pensacola is going to try to regroup and get the shape back here. Service over the top, going centrally. It's going to be a testy one. Here's Hernandez. He's the goal scorer for Pensacola.
Good job to hold him up there.
Wow, really well
Great
done.
Defense.
Still
No.
danger on.
Good job, referee. Don't call that nonsense.
Kills it. Zuri able to get it out of danger, but Pensacola locks it back in. Here's Kamara looking for some services. Pensacola downtown, but a little too strong as we get ready to head into the 3rd minute of stoppage time.
Hernandez still arguing with the sideline official. Why wasn't that penalty called? Well, man, if you keep your head in the game, you could have been on the end of that cross. Pay attention.
And so it looks like we have a little bit of hold up. The referee wants to try to get it going. I don't know if I guess they thought Balog was trying to waste some time. So service coming here. Long ball, won by Pensacola. Second one here, awkward bounce is going to spill to Pensacola. And luckily recovered by Tallahassee. Opportunity to launch. Oh, miss hit as they tried to thread it through to Sanchez. Had 3 battle lines. Now the numbers are a little dwarfed. Pensacola's got a real chance here if they press it. Warren tracks that one all the way back. Does well
Great
to recover.
Effort. Critical interception, and then the play wasn't quite done. He still had the runners coming. Had the speed and power to clear it away.
Drop back off and cycled around. Late drama here.
Good
What a
tackle.
slide by Braden Paul. He's got to have some jello legs right now. Speaking of, Chiafini, full slide effort. And the battle line mentality playing through. They fought. They did it the hard way. Luckily, they got some shenanigans from Pensacola to make it a 10-on-10 battle, and Tallahassee essentially took 2 points out of the pocket here for Pensacola.
Exhale, everyone. Woo! What a game.
So you got basically all that you wanted here from a rivalry series. You got a little chaos, you got a couple goals, and you got a whole bunch of cards, and it's another great installment here within the 8-5
Instant classic,
Cup.
I would say. Wow.
Yeah, for Tallahassee, it's got to feel like a win the way things developed after the 30th minute. And, of course, a draw in the book, and we'll head back to Pensacola for the second half of the series 2 weeks from tomorrow. Not bad for a Saturday night, huh, Ben?
Whew. Sorry, I'm still catching my breath. The heart rate is pounding. What a fin! I mean, after that, again, just to recap, the first half hour, pretty even game. Both teams looked like they were in it. 0-0 at that point. 1-1 probably would have been a fair result. The red card completely changes things. Kamal Lean sent off for Tallahassee. Then Pensacola really, takes control of the game. They got the extra man. They make it 0-0. The Tallahassee players coming to applaud the home support. Great showing from the Tallahassee crowd tonight. Helped keep the team in it. And then it really looked dire coming out of half, because the one thing you can't do, you can't concede early, and that's exactly, pump up the crowd, sir. You have earned it.
There you go. And
What a finish.
Of course, the crowd hanging around in the dying depths of the match, and we talked about it. He came on, gave a jolt of energy. Here, Ben didn't even get 10 minutes in the playbook. Can he come on? Difference of the sub and the super sub, and Elistine all the bits of a Superman super sub here this evening.
Absolutely. And credit, Elistine is the hero of the night, no doubt about it. But a big shout out has to go to his teammates. You go down a goal, you're down 10 men, you're down a goal immediately after the half. It could really have spiraled from there, but Tallahassee stuck in it, had little spells of possession where they created a few opportunities. But then the key moment came with the red card to Pereira.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it's an even game. Tallahassee pressed the advantage, and Elistine got the goal to equalize.
Yeah.
Wow, what a game. Apologies if we hurt your speakers there with our excitement
no apologies.
after the goal.
No, Ben. No, canceled. Yeah, no apologies. You know what it is. This is a partisan broadcast, and so we didn't give it to you earlier, but there's a trigger warning. So you know what it is. If you're from Pensacola, you've been around the block or two. So you know what it is. It was a hard-fought game, and each team's having to earn it in their respective ways, and it feels like Tallahassee stole a little bit, but big picture of the game, when you end up 10-on-10, you break on even. That's how it goes. Shared spoils here from Gene Cox Stadium. So when you look at the table updates, it's not going to switch any positions here. So on the points per match situation, at least, Ben. So that'll take Pensacola to 7 points on 3 matches, which will be, I believe, 2.333, and Tallahassee will be at a 2.0. So this will keep these teams at 1 and 2 in the East, of course, because we got a little help from AFC Mobile, able to hold back at bay. Oh, I was going to say Union 10, but of course it's dependent on the Pensacola game out in New Orleans, or the Pensacola-New Orleans game. So that'll affect who's second and third. But for the time being, these two teams will stay 1-2 in the East. And a furious, once again, card-filled match here tonight. 1-1, your final score. Any final thoughts, Ben?
A classic. That's all we could say we witnessed tonight. I mean, Tallahassee, you go down early. You look like it really, you start to think, oh, gosh, this could get bad. But no, the team really stuck with it. Gutty performance. And they are still in this with a chance to win the 850 Cup and stay in those key playoff positions.
Yeah.
We got those 2 spots there. Looks like Tallahassee, Panama City Beach, and Tallahassee are going to be fighting for those spots. And, we've got 4 games, 12 points available from those 4 games against Pensacola and Panama City. And so far, Tallahassee has they unfortunately lost the first game against Panama City.
Yeah.
0 points there. Rebounded, got 3 of them. Got a 4th here tonight. So they're looking good. Ideally with those top teams, you want to at least break even, get 6 of 12. We've got 4 of the minimum 6 that we need to probably get that playoff spot.
Yeah.
So next time out in Pensacola, got to get that win.
Indeed. And that was the prognosis at the beginning of the week, Ben. We said coming into these games, you're playing the top 2 teams in your division. At that time, Tallahassee was 3rd in the East. They said we need 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
We got the win to able to even that out, break even with Panama City. We were able to die another day here, get the draw with Pensacola. So now on a points per match basis, we're still floating around at that 2+, which now all the top 3 teams are going to be. I assume, depending on the result, Panama City, I would venture that they beat New Orleans, which would probably take them top of the table here in the East. So it would probably be at the beginning of next week, Panama City, Pensacola, Tallahassee, but everybody's very, very close on that points per match and that kind of overall as we kind of venture through, obviously, Panama City having more games played than both of these 2 teams. So still a couple games in hand for each of these sides. A lot to be determined. So, Ben, if we were going to evaluate, you told us the keys to the game. How do we do?
Well, we'll start off with the 3rd one because that's the toughest one. Stay cool. You have a red card. Tough to say that really succeeded, but you know what? What they did do is they very much succeeded at the other 2 goals. They maintained a variety attack, even going down to 10 men. It wasn't just boot it forward. No, there were little spells of possession. And that's kind of what it came from. Yes, it was a little of both. It was a long ball from Chiafini over to Ellenstein, but he was playing that ball, if you're looking at the football field, maybe about the 25-yard line or so, so that meant that Tallahassee had established themselves in that final third, so they had that good variety attack. And then maintain focus. Going down to 10 men, they kept it scoreless going into the half. Okay, they had that, goal that they gave up, but they stuck with it. They knew what they needed to do. We got to lock it down in the back. They did that, did not concede again, and they stayed in the game, took advantage of the red card from Pensacola to equalize. So overall, good show from Tallahassee. Classic game.
There you go. Onward and upward. So, of course, fast forward, Tallahassee will be back with a couple games going next week. Of course, have the home game on Saturday back here at versus Valdosta. But, of course, a midweek journey out of the area here, Ben. So another road game in the match. It's been nice having, 3 out of 4 at home. But back we'll have to break it up and go the rest of the way here. Balanced schedule going forward. So make sure you check out, as you can see down there, the Tallahassee Soccer Club website for the updated schedule and all the information here to get those tickets. Come back and be a part of a classic like we saw here tonight. I think we'll have 2 more fun ones. We're still going to host LAX, and we're also going to be hosting Valdosta like we said. So a couple more good ones here to round out our Eastern Conference schedule. So come right on back for Andrew, Natalie Everett, Ben Grubbs. That's all we got for tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next Saturday.